week, Steelers fans. G'day, Steelers Nation Australia. G'day, Steelers Nation Worldwide. G'day, Steelers Nation Universe. Jeez, that guy's still a loser. The real tight spot and Christian cunts, they go together. They go together like cheese and wine. G'day, mate. How's it going? How are you?
It's going great, Mark. How are you today?
Yeah, good, man. I need to know your name. I don't know your fucking name. What is your name?
I actually told you my name before when we were in.
Yeah?
When you were in my chat, yes. I have.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think I have.
Well, no. I'm following your page on. We talked already via chat.
I don't remember.
Because I like the page with my real name. Remember?
Oh, I do, but I don't. I've had a few beverages. Let me guess. You talked to me yesterday. John.
Yeah.
That's not, is it John?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Mark. Shout out to you, bro.
Let's go! 0-3, baby!
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about...
I know you have to leave soon, but that's shit. You feel free. You can swear if you like. This is my podcast. This is the Steelers Nation Australia.
Yeah,
No.
it's really frustrating.
Oh, I gave you an out there. No, it's interesting, mate. Like, with the Steelers.
There you go. It's fucking shit.
Yes! All right. G'day, Steelers Nation Australia. G'day, Steelers Nation Worldwide. G'day, Steelers Nation Universe. Let's go. I'm so excited, guys. This is week 2 of the Steelers Ironcast. And without further ado, whatever you say. I want to bring in my guest, Jono. Jono, let's bring you in, mate. Let's find out your story because you are... John, mate, what's cracking?
What's up, Buttercup? What's shaking, bacon?
What's going on, mate? So,
Another long day.
yeah, mate. So you just got off work, right?
Yippers.
Yeah. And you say to me, or off air, and I've known you for a little bit for doing this steel kind of stuff. You're a truck driver, right, or a courier? Is that right?
No. I do commercial heating and air and refrigeration. So
I thought you drove trucks.
Yeah. Well, see, there's only 4 of us for the entire state. So sometimes I'll have to travel down to the beach. Like I travel all over the place to go fix
Right.
shit.
So you do a lot of driving then.
Yes. Like
Okay,
I was down
right.
in Charleston on the coast for 2 days. So
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's why I'm getting mixed up. I knew you do a lot of driving because even now doing this podcast with me or the Ironcast, I'm trying to start something. The Steelers Ironcast. I think it's a sick name. You said you're a little bit late, in the traffic, and that's life, right? So we're going to talk NFL, Steelers, and if life comes up and it's going to happen, right? You just literally walked in the door, right?
yep, did not too long ago. Had to get to the Ironcast, baby.
That's it, man. Hey, so I want to ask you a few questions. Firstly, why are you a Steeler fan? I like meeting other Steeler fans. Why are you a Steeler fan? Or actually, how did you become a Steeler fan, and why are you a Steeler fan?
Well, obviously, they're just Steelers, but I'm just kidding. So growing up, we didn't, because in South Carolina, there really wasn't a team. So it's like you could be a Falcon fan or you'll be like Redskin fans. But I just remember watching on TV, and my dad had said something about the steel curtain because the Steelers were playing. He was just talking about the steel curtain and the dynasty and all that. And I was like, that sounds pretty badass. I think I'll stick. Oh. So then after that, it just grew more and more. And I just grew more into just a fan, into a freaking fanatic.
Yeah, dude.
And it's all over after that. People say I should be like, people think I'm from Pittsburgh because my work van's decked out in Steelers. My house is always decked out in Steelers. Always Steelers, everything. It's Steelers all the time.
Yeah, and you still, I think from previous knowledge, you haven't been to a game just yet, but you're trying to get there very soon, maybe next year or this year?
Right. Well, I've been to the Panther Stadium to see him, but I haven't been actually to a Steelers home game, which is on the bucket list. Like I want to see the Steelers Sunday game and then maybe go see the Penguins.
Yeah, well, you can do that. I did that when I was there. I went to see Steelers versus Ravens Christmas Day, and I saw the night before on my birthday, 24th. I saw the Penguins versus the Devils, and they won 4-1. I think Crosby scored a goal, and the other guy, I think Sheary, I think number 43, he scored a goal too.
Oh, Sheary, yeah, I like to always like Sheary, yeah.
So like I had both. I had ones where I was like, yeah, we had the Penguins versus Devils in one night, and the next night it was Steelers versus Ravens. Man, like you're a lot closer than I am, right? Like I have a lot of fans. Even Elijah here, he's from Australia. I think EJ might be from Australia too. G'day, Pierre, mate. I think he's a Redskin now, Commander fan / Steeler fan. But you know, it is tough. No matter what, if you're super close to it, because I know people in Pittsburgh that never been to a game and they live in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So you know, life happens and stuff like that. But for me, it was always a goal to get there. And once you get there, brother, it's the best thing. Like it is honestly like you'll get tingles on your back. You have your beer in your hand. You'll be looking around, going, "Am I actually here? Like, is this real life? Like, what is this? Like, it is crazy. Like we heard like 2 Renegades. I think there was one in the third quarter around the last minute and one in the fourth quarter, and that helped us win the game.
Nice.
Yeah. Once you get there, and even all the Australian listeners too. When you do actually get to the game, and I think Glenn's here too, another Australian bloke, we're trying to get him over. If Glenn ever gets a chance to go over to Heinz Field, he's going to lose his mind. Like, he's got to, yeah, exactly, right? It's just, I when I was there, right, I had a few drinks before, like at the bar, and then when I actually got to the stadium, I only had one beer and a few, you know, I had a bit of food because I was already that amped up. From the fucking stadium. Like I was so like everyone was crazy. I had like the black and gold all around me. There was a good looking Sheila behind me. I was trying to high five her. I was hugging people next to me. And the crowd was just like, sometimes I was just watching the crowd. Like to be honest, I was like looking around going, look at all these people. Like everyone's going, let's
just
go.
the energy that you can feel from everybody. Oh man. I can't wait.
Yeah. So
see, like I want to spend like a week there because I hear like on Fridays before the home game, like the whole town, like people go to work in their jerseys, just the whole atmosphere and the vibe. I just want to like feel that for the whole week while I'm there.
Ugh. Well, you definitely can if you find a cheap hotel or motel or whatever. There's a Pittsburgh hostel there now. That's like one of the only ones. It's like one of the old banks near Southside. Me and Dad stayed there. If you stay there for 3 or 4 days, you go to the bars, go to Southside, go and meet people. You'll make mates in no time, man. Like I think I've got 2 or 3 mates over there now. My mate Ryan just had a baby, and he works over there. A lot of guys I do the Behind the Steel Curtain podcast with, they live there. Yeah, man. If you ever get there, like this year or next year, or if you might see a new quarterback, right?
Oh yeah,
we could have a new quarterback this year. It could be Mason. It could be the reports now of Malik Willis.
Yes, yeah.
Before we get into that, what are your thoughts on the overall season last year? Do you think it was a success last year in 2021, or do you think we should have went better?
I think we did as good as we could have with that offensive line. Like, I kind of feel bad for Ben because, I'm sure he wanted way more than we got, but still, I mean, you can't beat, like, he hasn't had a losing record the whole, like,
no.
In general, it's
18 years. Record. 18 years. I think he was always either one game above, or he might have been even. There might have been 1 year. I think he was 7-9, but I think you could be right. It could maybe he never had a losing record.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had a losing record. The only thing that really sucked is we lost to the fucking Bungles twice, which irks me.
That's true. Well, you know what though, we did end up beating the Ravens twice. We beat the Browns twice. We now with the Steelers have now this I like stats and streaks. We have now beaten the Ravens 4 times in a row. Right?
Oh shit!
And I told everyone, even Johnny Vegas, mate. I told everyone that the Ravens would not win another game from the point, and they lost 6 in a row. Okay, I told once Lamar went down, there was no chance that they were winning another game. Some people didn't believe me, and they missed the playoffs. Right. I made a bit of coin out of it too because the tab here, the gambling site was like, giving like $2.50 or $3 to miss the playoffs. So that's easy money. Like there was no way once Lamar went down, that Ravens team was shithouse and played awful. And we just beat them by 1 point, but we've now beaten the Ravens 4 times in a row, right? So
it doesn't matter if you beat them by 1 point. We beat them. You know what I mean? That's what some people say. Well, you barely won. It doesn't matter. You lost, you loser.
Yeah, you losers. No, it doesn't matter. And look, I think they're on a pretty sad decline at the moment too. I don't know if they can come back from that. Like Lamar is a superstar, but the Ravens have always been up there with us, right? But they have more expectation than us this year. We have no expectation this year because we don't even know who our bloody quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I mean, it's hard to, like a lot of teams, like I think we're rebuilding, and a lot of teams that do rebuilding are way worse than what we have done. You know what I mean? Like there'll be like 2-14 or whatever. I mean, like we're rebuilding and we still had a winning record, which
we're rebuilding and we still, and I don't like that term rebuilding, but we are kinda, and we went 9-7-1 and we still went to the playoffs. Like that to me is a victory. And now I know that some fans saying, you know, you have to go out there and win the Super Bowl every single year, but you just can't. You just can't go and win the Super Bowl every year. But I was pretty happy because we beat the Browns twice, we beat the Ravens twice, we beat the Bills in week 1. Big Ben was what? You know, he's now 40 years old. He's a lot older. And maybe he should have, you know, tied up the bootlaces 2 years before. But here we are. Who do you think's going to be our quarterback heading into week 1? Any ideas?
Honestly, I think we're gonna draft one. I don't think we're gonna get one out of free agency because I think the way we're rebuilding with a young offensive line, it doesn't make sense to bring in a veteran that's only going to be around just like 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? And most veterans probably wouldn't want to be a part of that. I mean, I'm hearing great things about Malik Willis, and I've seen some of his highlights, which I really like. Mason Rudolph, you know, I pull for Mason because he's from my hometown, Rock, Vegas. But I think he's a glorified backup. That's all he's going to be.
Right.
So, I mean, I like to see him keep Mason, but you know, we never know. Like maybe we really haven't given him enough time in his starting lineup. He's always been with the backups or second string, but I think we're going to have somebody. We're going to draft somebody, and we're going to throw him into the fire and say, "Get it."
I think at this moment now, I think Malik Willis' stock is rising. I think the Steelers, a lot of analysts out there are reporting that he may fall at 20 and no other team will pick him up. And I think if he's there on the board and in years to come, you say, okay, you go and pick up an O-line guy, but you can always get the big guys up front, you know, from free agency, from you know, back in the rounds 2 and 3, maybe not the better players, but with a guy like Malik, I think he would change his whole culture as well. So going from Big Ben, who can't run anywhere, can't go anywhere. We love the guy. We love Big Ben, what he did for us for 18 years, right? But this team needs some excitement. We need that when the play breaks down, we need some exciting football to happen.
And I think this is the way the league's going to now. It's like you have to have a scrambling quarterback that can run, make plays, make you on the highlight reels every Sunday on the ESPN. Yeah, I mean, Big Ben did really good. They just couldn't bring him down. It wasn't like he was running around doing 75-yard runs. It took the whole defense to bring him down. So that always was exciting. But
yeah,
I think now we got to have that. It's kind of like you say, the dual threat quarterback. But like with Lamar, I don't think he's a really good passer. I mean, he's a good runner, but he sucks as a passer.
Lamar, he does. We have his number. The Steelers have his number.
Exactly.
We sacked him in the last game, I think 7 times, or that might have been Baker. It was one of them. I think TJ sacked Lamar, I think 2 times or 3 times in the last game to almost get the record to go 22.5. So I would just like to see if they drafted Malik Willis, I think it would bring a spark to the offense and a spark to the team because I feel like with the Big Ben days, it was like we were just living in the 2015, 2016, and all the other teams around the league, like you said, like the Bills, the Mahomes and the Chiefs, everyone's doing all these different things. You know, Trevor Lawrence, they're getting younger at quarterback, and we were just older. We just had an old quarterback, right? Near the end.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
And then
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, well, his mind was there, right? But you could see when he was like running away from people, he didn't want to be tackled. He didn't. He was throwing the ball. Like there's one stat out there. Big Ben was early in his career. Big Ben took about like 5 seconds to throw, right? Now later in his career, it took him like 2-point-something seconds to throw because he didn't want to be tackled.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's just the big difference, you know. What were you going to say?
Well, see, like I remember when Ben used to extend plays, like the receivers always seem to be on the same page as him. You know what I mean? When he extended plays, like with these receivers now, I don't like when they start to scramble. I don't know if the receivers are able to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like they just seems like they're just running their routes and then stopping, or like they're not getting open.
I think that's a good point because I think that our Steelers receivers have lost maybe a bit of passion, maybe a bit of finesse for the game because guys like Hines Ward, guys like Heath Miller, they never gave up. Guys like AB, even though AB's super crazy and he's doing his own thing, I don't know what he's doing. He's like I don't know now. He is just. I got to think. AB, right? I follow him on Instagram because he's like a car crash. I can't look away.
Exactly.
I can't look away. I'm like, what is he doing? He's in some random club and he's got like all these entourage around him. I'm like, what is happening? Anyways, Big Ben always had guys that could when Big Ben escaped, he had Hines Ward, he had
Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, who's the other guy? Mike Wallace was in around.
Yeah,
it does
Emmanuel
feel like
Sanders.
sometimes
exactly.
It does feel like that, even to the point that Chase Claypool or Deontay run their route and go, oh, okay, that was it. No, keep going. Like we need, and if we bring in Malik Willis or someone like that, then this whole playbook can be wide open. Open. Imagine him and like, what do you think would happen if him and Najee worked together?
Oh God, yeah, yes. Because like we don't know who's running, Najee or Malik. You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, I think that's exactly what we need.
It'd be fun because if he had a bit of time in the pocket and ran away, and say for instance Najee was not, you can't cover Najee for more than 5 seconds, right? Or the linebacker loses him in play. You could start to do those plays like Mahomes does with his receivers, like the shovel passes. The whole offense will open up because a guy like Malik, even Kenny Pickett or one of those blokes, they're going to have raw talent. They're going to have raw talent to extend the play, and I'm excited for it. I think someone else can. Yes, if someone else comes in, it's gonna light the sea on fire. Right. Just before we go more into the off season, what were your thoughts on the old Bengals losing in the Super Bowl?
I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. Actually, like the one thing like it was driving me mad is like Joe Burrow and his cockiness that he's already got. Like it's just his head wouldn't fit any TV screen anymore after that. I was like, oh no, he's got to get put down. Something he's got to get knocked down a notch, and just even what's his name, the corner I guess was like, don't Steeler fans better not jump on our bandwagon. Da, da, da. Nobody wanted to get on your bandwagon. Oh my God, we wanted to take the wheels off your bandwagon. Jesus.
Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man Jones. Yeah.
Like, there was no one was really, nobody was cheering for the Bengals or a lot of fans.
Especially not Steelers.
Like, Pac-Man Jones is one of the reasons why I hate the Bengals. Now, I don't hate the Bengals fans. I hate the actual organization guy. I think they're a dirty organization. I think they're just a terrible franchise. They're 0-3 in Super Bowls. The reason why I started to really hate them was Pac-Man Jones was a dirty player. Vontez Burfict was a dirty player. Hushman Zada used our terrible towel, our Saint terrible towel that like is our like mine.
Whacked off his shoes.
Yeah, dude. The one that I carry in my bag is like, it's like a what do you call it? Like a religious kind of like thing to me.
It's
like,
precious.
I never let it get dirty because it goes wherever I go.
Exactly.
And here's Hushman Zada like wiping his feet with it. Like I just think the Bengals are a terrible franchise. Now I start to hate Burrow because Burrow was like so cocky and he's 3-0 and he's like, let's go out there and I win. And he's got the cigars, he's got the glasses, he's got
Mr. Joe Cool. Fuck you.
Joe Brewer, whatever he's. Look, he's another guy now that we can start to hate, right? Like he's another bloke that I just don't. Even to a certain extent, like when the players get really good, like Jamar Chase, like he's like fantastic, right? Mm-hmm. But you want to hate him more because he's so good. He's like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Brown, I hate that we lost our guy over there. I forgot his name.
Hilton.
Yes. Man, I love Hilton.
Oh, but he look, I hope he might come back. He's got a 3-year contract.
James Harrison did the same thing. James Harrison spent a season over the Bengals and then came on back.
wouldn't surprise me if he comes back in 3 years' time and plays for the Steelers when the Steelers really start to amp it up and we can contend for Super Bowls. Go and get your money, Mike Hilton. Come back to us and play your certain role, kind of like William Gay did with the Steelers. He played a really good role. I'm not saying that Mike Hilton could be a starting cornerback, but he certainly could come back in 2 or 3 years, have all the knowledge, have all the skill set, and know the system and play that role, that slot cornerback, the best you can. And it could be a whole different defense. Brian Brown says the biggest reason to hate the Bengals is Collinsworth played for them. Do you remember Collinsworth? He's the answer, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he used to be the receiver.
Yeah, right. You were watching the game? That was in the 90s, right?
Or the late 80s. Yeah, mid 80s.
See, I never saw Collinsworth play. All I know that he's like, here's a guy and here's
right. It's like you have a drinking game with him. Like every time here's a guy, or when he circles something, you got to take a drink. You'll be drunk by
I reckon we'd be
halfway through the first quarter.
I like how like he always slides in, like that's like meant to be some, crazy
like a setup, yeah.
Is he on a wheelchair or something like this, like going over? I don't know. Look, I hate them. I'm so happy they lost. They're 0-3. I'm even going to start to think about now. Like a lot of people think, you never remember the second team who lost. You always remember the Super Bowl. Nah, fuck that. I remember who lost. I don't care about the Rams they won. I remember that the Bengals lost.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
I'm gonna use that all next year. I'm like, you guys thought you were so good, and you still lost, you bums.
Exactly, 0-3, and yeah, I'm happy. Now, do you think I'm going to ask you some questions about some of the free agents? This is a big one. This is a hot topic. Do you think that Juju's coming back with the Steelers? What do you reckon?
I think he wants to, but I don't know, man. Because we got so many. Like, how many? We got 3 of them that are free agents right now.
We have Ray and James and Washington are free agents.
I know we're not going to keep James. He hasn't been in the.
Yeah, he's gone for sure.
I think it'd be good for them to keep Juju. I hope they do. I want them to, because it still has that good veteran leadership in the locker room for the other receivers. But I like Ray too. Ray. They haven't said too many things about Ray, but he made some few. Excuse me, beer burp. He made a few key receptions. He got that key first down and that.
He played really well actually the last few games. I think Ray is going to be like a fourth or fourth receiver, and you're kind of okay with that. If they bring back Juju and get rid of James, then I think you have Juju, Claypool, Deontay, and Ray. That's not too bad. And maybe you draft another guy, or you get a free agent, or someone else coming to be number 5. The only problem I think with Juju is I think he might chase the money. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right, and he did really come back for Ben. It's like he really loved Ben. So, but I read somewhere somebody on Facebook posted on Instagram where he'd already it was like a moving truck, and he was like, "Thank you, Pittsburgh, for the memories." But this was like last month, so I don't know if that was like clickbait kind of thing, because I didn't really open it, but I went on to his Instagram, right? And I didn't see any moving trucks on his Instagram, so.
Well, he's got a brand too, so like Juju would do what's best for him, and I just got this feeling that he might go to a high-priced team, maybe the Rams or someone like that, or I don't know, maybe the Chiefs. Someone with a bit of money might pay him something. It's just
Belichick was interested in him a few years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think Juju will stick around to see who's going to be quarterback. I don't know, but I think if they pay him the money and Juju sticks around, then we have a good chance to win, right? I just think he's an interesting one because, of course, Juju's got to say, I want to be a Pittsburgh Steel for life, because, you've got to cover all bases. You can't just say, I don't want to be here, and then next minute there's speculation of leaving.
Right.
I don't know. He's so physical, and he got hurt last year, so I think it'll be a good pickup if we do keep him, right, for our offense. And if we do get a younger quarterback coming in like Kenny Pickett or, someone like that, or Malik or whoever, it's just that I think he's going to chase the money, man. I get this feeling he's going to chase the money, right? And you can't hate him for that too.
He seemed good when the pressure was remember when his rookie year, Antonio Brown was like the first receiver, Antonio Brown was getting all the
Mm-hmm.
double teams, and so Juju shined. But once Brown left and Juju became the guy,
Number one, yeah.
his
That's the problem.
his yardage and his catches dropped way down. So
Well,
it's hard to say.
yeah.
And then he got hurt, so it's hard to say. I would still keep him, but I think you're right. He's probably going to chase the money.
Well,
I mean, I'm
that's
not sure. Well, I'm not sure how much he's making now, but I'm sure he's making.
Yeah,
enough.
I think how much does Pittsburgh want to pay him for maybe a big contract? But I could see him going to Miami or one of those hotter places, one of those maybe even Vegas, right? Imagine Juju going to Vegas and using his brand and having fun there, right? But I kind of think if he does sign, we need better things out of Claypool. And we need better things out of DJ, so Juju can do what you just said.
Oh, for sure.
And he can just be more relaxed and start to play his own game, and not be like he's not number one.
Mm-mm.
He's a great number two, but he's not number one. I don't think Steelers even have a number one. Ever since AB's gone, he went mental. There's no real chance for AB Juju there. Now, also though, do you think what are your thoughts on this on the O-line? Are we going to try and draft from the O-line? You don't have to say, if you don't know the players, that's fine. I don't know the players either. But do we need to shore this up in the draft?
I think, well, either that, because they were talking about moving Kendrick Green away from the center, and because I think in college he played at also right tackle and he also played at left. So I think they need a new scheme for that offensive line because it's not working, not working at all. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to feel bad for I forgot his name.
Najee.
Yes, you feel because he's such a great runner, and you want somebody out there to block. I mean, they started doing good till the end of the year, but we need to beef it up more. I think.
I think we miss kind of the days of Ramon Foster, DeCastro, Al Villanueva, Pouncey, those fellas that were just all about the physicality, mate. Like
even when we had
that, right?
Mike Munchak, I was hoping we'd get Mike Munchak back, but we didn't. I think we got. I'm not sure who it is now, but maybe
Pat Meyer. I think he was a Jaguar or something like that in the past, but we just need something because you can't waste this talent with Najee, right?
Exactly.
How do you waste Najee, who's getting, hit after contact, he's getting 5 yards per carry, and we need to be maulers like the Pittsburgh Maulers in the USFL coming up very soon. We need to be a mauler on that offensive line, and we're just not cutting it. It's just not happening.
They're getting bullied.
In my Steelers fandom, I haven't seen them that decline in so long. That the steel curtain on both sides of the defense and the offense just aren't there. And to me, it's quite frustrating, right? I know these players and we cheer them on, and you and I probably couldn't do a better job, but at the same time, we want to see you succeed and we're cheering for you, but they just haven't got the physical, the prowess to go out and do it. I just don't see anything there. Dotson's good. He's getting better, but he got a bit hurt, and they paid Zach Banner all the money, but he got hurt. There's just no cohesion in that line.
At all.
We want to see Najee run 25, 30 yards bombs every time.
Oh, exactly.
He's just not doing that,
But it's hard to watch, especially with but he goes to run and he's already getting hit at the line of scrimmage every play. And it's oh God, please just do something. But with this whole revamping of the offense, I think hopefully we'll go back to the old school days. Just beef up that O-line because I don't really think that there's much we could do. On the defense, there's some tweaking, but I think we really need to focus on that run game. Is what I would focus on.
Well, and that's the thing too, because do we pick up a quarterback or do we pick up O-line? That's a big debate right now. Brian Brown from YouTube says O-line, middle linebacker, DB, D-line, cornerback, best player available at each position. So at 20, if we were to get someone at O-line, it's gonna beef it up. And the thing is too, once we get into free agency, once we start to see the Steelers, look, there's a lot of talk about Jimmy G. I don't think Jimmy G is coming here, to be honest. I really don't think he's not. Look, Jimmy G is just almost as bad as Ben in the pocket. He's really
Please
slow.
do not get Mitch Trubinsky in. They were talking about that too. For fuck's sake, do not get Trubinsky in here. Oh my God. I will have a shit fit.
So you're a
that guy.
You're a big fan of Mitchell, eh?
Oh.
Yeah,
or
but he's the
Jameis.
same. He's the same. Like they're all kind of like they've been there, they've done that. They're the quarterback. I would rather see either test out Mason one more time and understand what you have with him, but you don't want to pay all the money for these guys to come in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to pay all the money and all the draft tags and all that kind of stuff to bring in Jimmy G. Jimmy G is going to cost like a few first rounders for the next few years, and you don't want to lose that.
Hell no, not right now. Mm-mm.
No, there's no way you want to lose that. Like Brian Brown says here, Mason is going to start. I bet on it. I actually think that too. I think if they don't get a quarterback, even if they maybe do, I still think Mason will start week 1. It's what the Steelers do. You
And I'd be okay with it, but I just don't see him like. Ugh. But
No,
I mean, he already knows the system. He's been here 4 years now, 3 years. I mean, he knows the system.
Look, the only thing is, if they start Mason, he might be average, but hopefully we can build up the defense and the O-line to get a running game so we can run the football and play defense, and then anyone can play quarterback behind that line. That's what I would kind of hope. I'm not saying that Mason's going to go out there and do the best things ever, but imagine being in Mason's shoes right now. You try to start in the league to be QB1 for like what? 5 years, and Big Ben's in your way. He won't leave. He won't leave the fucking office, right? The minute that he leaves, right? The fans don't want you.
Exactly. They're already talking about drafting somebody out. And he's like, "What the fuck? What do I need to do?"
This
here?
guy's been there for like 4 or 5 years. Like, yes, I got a chance to go and start. I want to go rep my city. I've been in the league for 4 years now. It's my time to shine. And then we're like, oh, we don't like him. We're gonna.
You think he's gonna be like the next Aaron Rodgers or something? Aaron Rodgers did it. He stood behind Brett Favre. Yes, yeah. No, boo. They boo.
He may not be the next Aaron Rodgers, but I would this year or next year. I would have him compete with Haskins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mason Haskins compete and have 1 and 2, and if they can win us some games and just feed Najee the football and play the O-line and defense, get better at defense, then we have like a normal standard team. We don't have to go crazy and get Jimmy. We'd go crazy and get like Aaron Rodgers because that's just crazy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's so funny that Big Ben's been in his way for so long, and now everyone's jumping like that. No one likes him, and it's like you got to feel for the bloke, eh? But he's going out with Genie Bouchard, the super hot tennis player. So like that's all right. It's not too bad. But I don't know,
Good
dude.
for the guy.
Yeah, what a hard life, eh?
Right? It's like, relief pitchers. You get paid all this money and you get to pitch 1 inning and you get to throw maybe 9 pitches, and you know what I mean? You get to be the hero too.
Look, he's kind of like as well that Josh McCown, who played for 12 teams in the NFL. You ever see
Josh McClown?
Yeah, he played for like the Browns, the Jags, like Tampa Bay, everyone, right? The Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Brown says here, let's give Mason a chance to see what he's got. I agree with that. I think just give him a chance and just see what happens. I want to give a shout out to also my mate says it's Yinsberg who makes the content. I think you've seen him before too, Jono.
What's up?
The crazy videos. I think he has one on Big Ben coming out soon, or it's already out.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I said in a comment on that trailer. I was like, I can't watch it because it hurts my heart.
Man, yeah, exactly. I thought about that today. It's like every Sunday, it's gonna be hard. Not screaming, throw the ball, Ben.
I know, get rid of it, mate. I'm still not ready for it. Like the trailer was really good, and I reckon the movie's gonna be even better. Like that's one of his best works. But I was like, you want to see it, but you don't want to see it. A bit like I think Big Ben's got his last doco with It's Different. That's on YouTube as well now, but I haven't seen it just yet because I don't want to watch it just yet. Maybe exactly. I'm still in that denial. Now, I'm not saying that Big Ben would go out and win us anything, but it's like I've been following for 20 years. He's been my quarterback for 18.
Oh, exactly.
So, yeah, man. All right, we might start to wrap it up in a few minutes. Anything you want to add to this? What's going on with the Steelers? Do you think they're?
Well, I like to say something about somebody said something about the D line. We had a few key injuries last year with our D line. And they're talking about.
We did. Hello.
Yeah, and then the other guy. You got to forgive me, man. It's been a long day.
To it.
Yes, do it to it.
Yeah, man.
I heard that he might not come back. He might come back. You know, if we get Tuitt back and we
Yes.
get Alua back, I mean that will beef up that D line big time.
Well, if we get those two fellas back, right? Listen to this. We have Cameron Hayward. We have Alua, who's like 12-year vet, but he's a massive guy. He's playing for a ring right now. So is Cam Hayward. That's all they're playing for.
And they deserve it, especially Cam. God,
exactly.
Bless that guy.
Do it to it. Went through troubles with his brother, the death of his brother last year. Had some injuries. He says he might be coming back. He told Colbert he's coming back, right? Mm-hmm. Those three fellas up front already, an instant improvement on the defensive line, 100%.
Bam.
Like, we let up 140 yards per rush every single game, right? Can't do it because you can't rely on TJ and Cameron Hayward to do everything. Because I said last year, and I don't know if you agree with this, but they were just guys. Like, there were just guys on the team. Mondo, Wormley, to me, were just guys filling in, right? We're just guys there. But if you bring back Tuitt and Lualu, dude, that defense will already be times 10 like better.
Exactly.
Right?
Then we don't have to worry about our middle linebackers. Our middle linebackers.
You and I could go back there, mate, and make tackles.
Oh, exactly. We could play spades back there and just
even Schobert didn't play too well, and Devin Bush didn't play too well either last year.
Oh, Devin Bush.
The run was already like the guys up front weren't doing their job to hold position, and we were letting up. Like, that's what average, I think, 5 yards a carry or 6 yards a carry or something like that. It was crazy, man.
When you have Minka coming down to play like a linebacker position.
Do you know how many tackles he got the whole year? 120 plus. He was our leading tackler.
Lord.
He was our leading tackler with the Steelers, and the reason why was because we just couldn't shore up the middle.
Exactly.
We had no Vince Williams. He retired one day. He retired one day before the season. We had Devin Bush coming back from injury. He was like, some plays he didn't even want to look like. He was like, oh, I don't want to tackle.
Yeah. He was like dancing around it.
Come on, man. And Schobert, like, it looked like he didn't understand the scheme or didn't want to get involved in tackles either.
Yeah,
right?
and I was excited about Schobert. Yeah,
and I think he even he could be traded or a cap casualty, and maybe he could be cut because he just didn't play. You know.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Anything you want to add, mate? Anything you want to? What do you think? What do you think on this? I'm going to keep it short so we can, get other listeners and check it out later. But what do you think for the Steelers? What's going to happen? I'll ask you a few questions. What's going to happen in this draft? Who do we have at number one? Firstly.
Oh.
Or at least position.
Well, see, and somebody else was saying about getting another running back, and I'm like, it seems like every year we draft a running back. I think we're good on running backs. So right now I'm leaning to that. They actually might draft a quarterback this year. They actually might draft one.
I agree. I think if Malik's there, I think they take him. To be honest, I think the reports are trending his way, and I think the Steelers will like that. The fans will get crazy about it. I made a video the other day. I said we're going to fall in love with Malik Willis. And there was even an ESPN video I saw today. He was helping out someone, like a homeless person who was giving him something. I don't know.
Right.
But I think if he falls there at 20, I think no matter what, you got to take him. And then even if he doesn't play this year, play him next year because he's a talent. He's a crazy talent, right?
Exactly.
Now, my other question is, do you think, can the Steelers, do we have a chance for the playoffs this year? At all? Right now, so. It's hard right now, right? It's hard to say right now.
You always want to, it's so biased. I mean, yeah, we're gonna make it but this. To me, it all depends on who our quarterback's gonna be. If you want to be honest with me, who's going to be our quarterback. But I used to always say with Ben, there's a chance, but I can't say that.
I know we haven't got that anymore. I know, man. It's so weird. It's like
it is weird. It's almost hard to say.
It's fun though too because this is the first time, even for yourself in 18 years, the first time that we can, bring in the young players or we're going to start. We don't know if Mason can win one game, let alone 10 games, right? But Ben, Ben's like, oh, you got it. Ben's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you were a fan back when Neil O'Donnell was playing or Slash was playing, but and then Tom Zach. I don't know if you were Mike Tom Zach. Ooh. But I've suffered through all those guys. I like Neil O'Donnell, but he choked in the Super Bowl. And then
yeah, right. He was the one that threw that pass right to the Cowboy.
Yeah, I think he got paid off. He got paid off because he threw 2 key interceptions. But that's another podcast.
Yeah, man, that's exactly right. Well, we're going to end it very shortly, but Brian Brown says yes, yes, yes. Neil, I like Brian Brown, mate. You are one of the most positive Steelers fans I've ever seen.
Well, defense always wins the game. Yes, sir.
He does, but like I say, well, I think we might get a wild card, right? And maybe that could be it, maybe. But Brian Brown's like, nah, man, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going for 7. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Love the energy. Love the energy.
Any final thoughts for the Steelers fans? And I'll start to wrap it up.
No, just keep on believing. We're gonna, up and onward. And I don't know if people like hockey, but our Penguins are doing really good. Somebody got mad at me because I posted something about Penguins on the Steelers page. I was like, hell? I thought it was a Pittsburgh.
I saw that too, man. That's all cool. We got another few people on the Steelers Facebook that follow the Penguins. It's all the Penguins and the City of Champions. It's all fine. That's the reason.
Do you keep up with the combine? We used to always watch the combine.
I'm watching it now. I was watching it. The TV just turned off.
Especially when they do the receivers, man. The way they make the receivers do the routes. Oh, I love that stuff.
I'm trying to keep up because it's interesting, but a lot of it is just like they're not versing any defenders, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're just, you and I can go out there and throw a ball. I'm like, oh wow, 40-yard ball from Johnny Vegas,
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna end it here. That's why I called it today's show. It's quiet, a little too quiet because there's not much really going on.
There's really not much going on. Yeah, it's like the boring time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just what's that word in the army where you hurry up and wait? You hurry up to get there. And I've never went in the army, but I've known some blokes who did. You get so fast and so ready to do everything so quick, and as soon as you get to your station, you wait. You just wait around. Sit there. Hurry up and wait. All right, man. Well, thanks, Johnny, again for coming on. Stick around for a few moments, but I'm just going to wrap it up. Thanks, everyone, for checking out Steel Nation Australia and the Steelers Ironcast. If you do like the content and you're a new viewer, please think about subscribing. I'm trying to go for 500. I'm on the road for 500 subs, so I can do.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Daddy's chop his fucking head off. Yeah, I'm trying to go 500 so I can write community tabs, and it's a lot easier to talk to the actual channel than getting on and doing videos all the time. But we'll get to 500. We'll have a go there. Thanks, Johnny, man. I'm going to play this video, and I'll talk to you straight after. Here we go, Steelers. Here we
go.
Hey, Mark. Shout out to you, bro.
Let's go! 0-3, baby!
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about